Okay. Boy, hopefully I don't lose my voice today.
If you do, I'll just talk shit about you.
That would be good. Boy, I bet I will.
That'd be epic.
It would be. JJ would love that shit. So, okay. So this is 298, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Episode 298 of the Cultra Trail Running Podcast.
From the belly of the Beast Coast, Glastonbury, Connecticut, this is the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. We talk about all the fun shit that happens on the trails that most normal people don't care about. The language we use is f***ing explicit and raw like the trails we run on, so don't listen with your kids! Cultra is brought to you by our Patreons and supporters, and we are 112% listener supported, and support is good.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. I'm your host, Art Byram, and I am joined by Cultra crew member, Celeste, Fong, Ding Dong.
Morning.
How you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Good. How's your recovery going?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, right?
I was fine. Wait, when did I finish? Sunday. I was fine by Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Wait, I got one blister that's a little bitchy, but I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to let people know what we're up to today. So,
this is so exciting.
yeah, this is kind of like, I guess, what we typically refer to as a variety show. So we're going to talk, first of all, we're going to talk to a whole bunch of people who ran Notchview.
Yeah.
So, and what is Notchview anyway?
Notchview is one of those timed loop races. They've got 6 hour, 12 hour, 24, 48, 72, or the 100.7 miler.
Is it a boring loop?
I don't think so. I think it's a fun loop. It's 1.9 miles. You go up a hill, and then it's kind of mostly down rolling. And then at the end, there's one more hill that can fuck off. And then you go through a field and you're done. It's lovely.
Yeah, right. And there's a demon tree, right?
Yes, there's a demon tree. There's the
has it something for everybody, right? Like a demon tree.
There's a little secret slot that you can go in to see the dragons.
Oh yeah. You can commune with the lizards.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then you can play Laura Ingalls and run through the forest. Run through the field.
The field?
Yeah.
Okay, I never watched that show.
Little House on the Prairie.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I never watched that.
I did.
Yeah, no, I think it's
too much.
I think that course sets you up nice to run walk. You know what I mean? Like you have built-in kind of walk breaks.
That's right. And I think if you don't do that, like it's crazy, right? I mean, it kind of sets itself up to walk,
right?
And even here's the part I kind of like about it. Even if you decide, you know what, it's the middle of the day because it's pretty warm there.
Yeah, hot.
Or it certainly was this year.
Yeah.
That you can walk a whole lap, and it's only like 1.9 allegedly 1.9 miles.
Yeah, who trusts watermelons? But yeah. Do you think Wally certified the course? I think so. I think it was a rolling watermelon, and that asshole was like, nah, we're just gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so anyway, I wonder do you know how many years this has been going on? Like, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but do you know?
I do not know. This was
let's make it up.
324 years.
Yeah, this was the 324th year of the Notchview Ultras.
Yeah, so. Makes sense. I think this was my 4th year.
Okay.
Yes, this is my 4th year there.
Yeah. So the good part, I mean, it is nice, and it's a very interesting course in my opinion for a looped course because there's variety on the legs. Sometimes when you do a flat course, it's just like there's just like a lot of running, right?
And it's monotonous, right? You're just like
bored.
But this is the terrain kind of changes because one part you're in grass, another part it's more trail. But it's not technical at all.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we would consider it's like West Coast technical, right?
Yeah, it's something that even a road runner could go out there and do that.
Yeah, I ran mostly in road shoes, actually. So
I wanted to run the whole thing in road shoes. I have done road shoes there for a full 100. But once it started raining, I put on trail shoes.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to see if I could keep my feet as dry as possible.
By
the time I put them on Sunday, I put them back on. I had such a bad blister on my heel. I was like in tears.
Yeah.
But I know
it seems like a lot of people had foot problems, which I don't.
Moisture.
Yeah. Is that what was going on?
I think so, because it rained, right? The first night. So wet feet. And because it was so humid.
Yeah.
Not during the day. During the day, everything dried out. But overnight and early morning, it was so humid that every part of grass you hit, your feet were getting wet.
Yeah. I was running. I have to remember who I ran with, but somebody gave a description of the moisture at night and the snails and the whole thing, like talking about, the moisture at night. And it's just, your tent gets covered with just pure moisture and the snails just go across that. And it was like talking to a poet out on the trail.
Oh, there was a cute snail I got to meet, actually found in our trail. I forgot his name. It was cute. And then there was a dragonfly. I forgot their name too, but
I know that we have a lot of people joining.
Yes, we're going to have to be kind of, I don't want to say rude because I may, but to keep it moving. Otherwise, the people that are signed up later at night are going to be sitting there for 4 hours waiting for us.
Yeah.
So we're going to be on a time schedule.
That's right. But fortunately, I have to say this. Fortunately, it's not just going to be you and I, because I think I lost my voice from laughing so hard at the episode that we did 2 nights ago.
I just listened to that today. So good.
But we do have so I think I'm going to bring in our first person here joining us.
I'm so excited.
Waiting for the audio to connect, and you guys are going to listen to this all night here. So,
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Hey, Erika, you there?
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
Gorgeous.
We sure can. How you doing?
Happy to see you guys again. I'm doing great.
Yeah. So joining us is Erika Hamel from the On the Runs podcast.
Thank you guys for having me back. I'm so happy to see you in such a short amount of time, multiple times. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So exciting.
So this is great because I was just telling Celeste that I pretty much lost my voice 2 nights ago during one of our episodes just because I was laughing
I'm looking forward to this. Hell yeah.
They kept talking about the walk-in closet.
That's right. Yes. Oh my gosh. So I guess so we have a bunch of people who are going to be joining us tonight to talk about Notchview. And I know Celeste and I talked a little bit about I think during the Patreon episode that we just had, we kind of talked a little bit about what happened with us, but we can't help ourselves. We'll probably be jumping in to tell our stories instead of listening to our guests.
The best way.
Yeah. So Erika, I was so glad to see you at the race, and you and I actually got to do my second lap. You and I walked together.
Thank God for you, Art. Honestly, I made the biggest mistake. I decided to do a Wally lap, and I saw him after the first lap. I'm like, oh, he's sitting there. If I'm going to do a Wally lap, I'm going to do it right away just because I'll be fresh. And
rookie mistake.
He was heavy.
Yeah, he was that watermelon.
He was upwards of 10 pounds. I mean, I'm awful at estimating that kind of thing. So he could have been.
So he could have been 38 pounds.
Exactly.
At least
it was.
At least
it was ridiculous. Yeah. So thankful for you, Art, for actually walking with me. You didn't have to, but you were the best pacer. It gave us a chance to get to know each other a little bit better.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was, I was impressed by you in that you wouldn't, I was like trying to help and stuff like that. And,
it was my mistake, Art. I wasn't going to pin him on you.
Yeah. I just know Wally.
Than me. I would have been like, no, you carry this for me.
I made it so gross though. Like it was so sweaty after that first lap that like my hands were just, I was just covered in sweat. And then I go to hold this watermelon and he's slipping out of my hands. I'm like, I'm going to be the bitch who drops this thing. Like this is going to be my legacy. Nobody's going to want me to come back to this race. So I made it work. I don't know what I did, but I made it work.
JJ ended up running it over with a car today and throwing it in the dumpster. So
I saw that video. Oh my God. I felt that.
Epic.
I felt that.
Yeah, that was pretty that was quite the demonstration there. So so Erika, what can you tell us about Notchview? What was something that surprised you about it that you didn't expect?
Oh man. Well, so this was my first experience with Notchview, and I've heard a lot of good things because you guys have run it in the past. I know some other people who have run it in the past, and I just kind of got curious about it. So, I don't know if I told you guys, but I just ran 100-miler 2 weeks prior to Notchview, and
love it.
Probably wasn't the best idea to do back-to-backs like that, but
best idea.
Hey, Erika,
I couldn't resist.
Actually, everybody fucking heard that because you were paddling the douche canoe a little bit during the run. I'm just saying, you know.
I had to. I mean, I'm pretty fucking proud of that shit. But well, I mean, I knew that so many people were going to be there, and I loved that it had such a long cutoff. Because I say just. I only signed up for the 100-miler, so once I hit 100, it stopped. But I had the whole 72 hours to do it. So I knew there was a lot of wiggle room. I could do what I needed to. And I just really liked the kind of freedom to do what I had to do to get it done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a whole support system there. I had like you guys, I had like the Keen crew with like Karen Clark and Rob and Amanda. So many fun people. And I mean, honestly, other than that, I really didn't know too much what I was in for other than the 1.9-mile loops. Like I didn't know the terrain. I didn't know the elevation. Kind of went in a little bit blind there, but yeah.
That's awesome. Because I think that my experience was similar in that, except that I think maybe like I knew there was a barn or some kind of a little like a house. And then I knew that it rained last year. And then besides that, I don't think I knew shit about it. Somebody said there was a hill in the beginning. Maybe I remembered that being talked about. But besides that, I didn't have, I don't know if I knew how long the loop was even until I got there. And I started asking people all the questions. Or I didn't know how close I was going to be able to park or whether I was going to be able to go to my car every time or not. And so I didn't bring a tent. I kind of figured that I would just kind of glom off of some other people, to be honest with you. Because I figured there's somebody I could find a place somewhere. So.
Well, I kind of did the same thing. I went in with big intentions. I was like, I'm going to do this sub 30 hours. I only brought like a chair to sit in. I didn't bring like a cot to sleep. I brought a tiny travel pillow to kind of make me not want to take a nap. Like I just wanted to get it done, get it over with, maybe take a small nap and then peace out. But that is not what wound up happening.
Okay. So were you,
it was interesting.
Were you, so how long did you, or like, give us like your basic timeline. Like, how did it go?
All right. So, well, I had to start out. I got up at 6 a.m. the day before. It was a 2.5-hour drive. I'm in Nashua, New Hampshire. So it took me 2.5 hours to drive down. I got there at about 9:30, set up, and then the race starts at noon. So I'm already up for 6 hours prior to race start.
Hold it, time out. I want to call time out here. You got there at 9:30, right? Weren't we supposed to be there at 10 o'clock at the earliest?
Yes, I was planning on doing some stops, but it just worked out where I got there. But everybody else was setting up, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna.
Yeah, see, that's local knowledge right there. Because I got
a special campsite. Like I won one of the campsites. So I got there at like 8:30 or something to set up.
Perfect.
Because we could drive up because we paid
That's
for
a
it.
smart way to do it. Yep.
Now I got
every
there.
penny.
I got there. I got there at 10 after 10, and it was like, it was like I might as well have been there like 5 minutes before it started, because I felt like, oh my God, I had to park like a mile. I had to park like, I drove in like 4 spaces and then parked. So it was way down the end.
I was a douche canoe. I parked right next to the driveway.
You did.
Hey, you earned it. You paid for it. So hey,
that's right.
You get it.
I
would have taken it if it were for me.
So then so when did so you ran, and when did you said you slept some, right? Or how did that go?
I got
rested?
I got bare minimum of sleep that whole time. I think I took a half an hour nap somewhere within the first night, tried to just truck through. It happened to be like 10:30 the following night, and I'm like, I can't see anymore. I had like the swimmy vision. So I did hunker down and I managed a 2-hour nap, and that's all I got until I got home on Sunday night.
Oh my gosh.
It was rough. Like
So you drove home like that?
I did.
Oh.
It probably wasn't the smartest move, but I made it safe, and I blasted some music, and I talked to my dad on the way home. So I made it work, but oh God, I had so much like adrenaline when I was there. Everybody was like pumped up because the 24-hour just started, and there was no way I was going to get any sleep.
So just for the record, we don't condone driving home after no sleep.
Yes, I know.
Some of us never sleep. So
yes, unless you're a vampire.
I love my sleep. I wish.
Or having sex with vampires. Or werewolves.
Fair.
Okay.
I've learned my lesson, and when I come back next year, Celeste, I will be staying the entire weekend, because I didn't even take Monday off of work originally, but I wound up texting my boss on Sunday morning. I was like, "Do you care if I don't commit?" Luckily, we didn't have a lot to do, but yeah, this is a whole weekend affair. You want to stay for the whole,
and you want to be. It's so much fun.
Oh, it is so much fun.
So much fun.
Agreed.
Wow. So that's impressive that you did that. I did.
Impressive or stupid? I don't know.
Well, it can be both. Those are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, the driving. I honest. I mean, have I done that? Yes. Now, do you have adaptive cruise control and lane assist in your car?
I have a brand new car, and it took care of me. So.
Then it's perfectly fine. Okay.
That's the only exception to the rule.
Yes.
I don't like the line assist.
Well, I do when I'm like in my state of mind, after running, like,
I was completely fine driving home, and I didn't sleep at all the entire weekend. Like I got up at 2:00 Friday morning, drove up. I went to my car and read for hours, but I didn't sleep at all. And I was fine driving home.
Yeah.
You're a magical lady. I don't know how you do it.
Because I never sleep.
Yeah. I went into this knowing that I didn't want to be sleep deprived, because I just know that I'm like, Celeste, I'm like the polar opposite of that.
I wish I could. I tried. It's not like I didn't lay down.
Yeah.
Like I laid down, but
if I don't, I'm like, I lose like the next day, I lose like half brain function. And I just couldn't spend, and if I go like a long time with no sleep, it gets pretty weird. Right. So,
oh yeah. I did end up, when I got home, I slept. Like Sunday night, I bet I got at least 6 hours of sleep Sunday night, at least, which for me is
a lot for you.
Oh God, yeah.
So I ran until, I don't even know what time it was, but like maybe 3:00, and then I got I know I got 4 hours sleep. I forget what time it exactly started, but it was after the rain had basically, Friday night rained pretty hard. I ran through that, and then ran a couple laps after that, and then got to 50 miles and slept for 4 hours. Beautiful. And then ran the second 50 miles. And it was like, I've never done it that way. I've always done, let's push through, and let's just, I don't like you said, I usually won't even sit down at like an aid station just because it doesn't do me any good unless I'm changing my shoes. That's like the only, if I have to do something with my feet, I might consider sitting down. Otherwise I go right through. But this time I knew that I didn't go there to do that. I went there to really I wanted just to enjoy the moment. And I had absolutely no shits given about my time.
But sometimes, I mean, like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
it's very okay.
Like, it was such an epic weekend. Like, I needed it, like, psychologically, to just all the bonding and the fun, and you see people, and it's just make new friends. And
there's not many places that you can go and do a trail run that and go for 100 and take 72 hours if you want to.
Yeah.
I think I finished in, I guess I should know, right? But I think it was like 38 or 39 or something like that.
That's
hours.
Fantastic.
But it was a very different experience. It was just like, I don't know. It was a great thing to not have that pressure at all, because otherwise you get, that has its own life. Like if you're thinking about a cutoff at all.
Yeah.
Or if you're thinking about somebody waiting for you, that's the one that gets me. Like, oh, I can't let like everybody wants to go the fuck home. They they don't. They
That's
don't
why
want to go
I came
home.
by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because they can. I mean, I've stopped running many times for the sake of my crew, because I didn't want to put them. I felt like I didn't want to put them through it, and that's a bad place to be.
Yeah.
So, or whatever. So.
But and that's a good thing, like, because Liz finished, because she did the 100K and she finished. And I felt that. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're going to be waiting for me. And she was like, are you kidding me? I'm hanging out. Like, once you're done, like, people would finish and just hang out, and it's like a party.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was fine waiting around. It's not like, she was sitting alone and didn't have, it was like just a big party with everybody hanging out and supporting each other. And see, I love that kind of thing where you could see the best of humanity, right? Even when the worst of humanity is coming out, like, when the runner's like, I will kill everybody. And then everybody else is like,
I will kill everybody, but also I love you.
Yeah. But also I love you. But also, where is it? There you go.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a new one.
Oh, I love it. I'm so happy you figured out something to get, even though you were telling me that you change your mind a whole bunch of times. I love you so much.
Leave it to me. Anyway.
When's your next one?
I don't know.
I shouldn't provoke.
Probably September.
Plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then change your mind 5 times.
At least.
Erika, before we get into this more, are you going to hamster wheel?
I am.
Yes.
Yep. That is like a close to home race for me. I've done it the past couple of years, and I'm going for the buckle this year. I want the damn buckle with the glowing red hamster eyes. I need it.
Me too.
Gotcha. And that is is that a 30-hour cutoff? Is that what that is?
30, yeah.
Yes. Yep. They do I think a 6, 12, 24, and a 30.
Okay.
I did try the 24 one year, and I think I did 100K that year, and then I tried the 30 last year, made it 76 miles, so it's only going up. I can do it.
Okay, yeah,
we're gonna do it this year. We're getting that belt buckle.
Do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. And eat grilled cheese.
So,
the best.
Erika, do you have anything to say before? Because you're going to hang out for the duration here, depending on how long it goes.
Happy to.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say before we bring in our next guest? I have some.
I just really have to give it up to Ben Double N. He is amazing. Celeste, I have to tell you, he fucked with me when I was getting my buckle. I was like, I finished, and he's like, oh, I have you're missing a lap. And I'm like, no, you're kidding. And then he's like, nah, just kidding.
That asshole did that to me too.
Yep. That's why I had to tell you about it, because you were telling me he said you only had like 73 and oof,
I was like 90 something miles in and he's like, no, you're only at 72. I'm like, I will kill you. Like they will not find your body.
And he's sitting at that table like the judges, and he's like, this shit never gets old.
He must get off on it because he does. Yeah, he did it a lot, but it cracked me up. But he was awesome. All of the volunteers were fantastic, and just everybody who hung around to cheer. Like, especially, I got to give a shout out to Joey. You guys know Joey.
God,
yes.
Joey!
He's
my new best friend.
Oh, he's amazing. He was there the entire weekend, just have at his tent. He volunteered, he cheered, and then he ran his own like furthest mileage in 24 hours.
I did a shakeout loop with him on Saturday because he started Sunday.
Why are you running more, Joey? He's like, I gotta shake it out. I'm like, do you though? You're in for it, but he was one of the ones that stood out to me. He was
yes,
and he was just a baby.
He was graduate level.
But yes, everybody here was amazing. And as much as the mileage sucked, the heat sucked, there were things that did suck. But it makes me want to come back again, especially like you guys. You guys like kept
you have to go back next year. You don't have a choice.
Absolutely, there's no question. I'll be there.
There's no choice.
Very good. Hey guys, so we have somebody else joining us right now. We have Jessie. Could you turn on your camera there? Jessie Makela, join us.
Where are you, pretty girl?
Hey. Oops. How do I turn my camera?
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
There you go. Look at you, Celeste.
Look at me.
All getting technical and shit.
What do you think? I married him just because he's cute.
Oh, there you go.
Yay! Sweet baby.
Well, so welcome.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling?
I'm good. I tried to run like a couple hours ago for the first time. And apparently I like fucked up my knee a little bit. Like which is bound to happen when you run for 3 days. So I did the bike, but no, I'm good. I'm still really fucking tired. Are you both still tired? Like a little bit?
I'm still fucking tired.
I don't get tired like at like on Thursday. Like usually like Monday, I'll be tired, really tired.
Yeah, Monday I was tired.
Tuesday I'll be hungry and stupid. Wednesday I'm just a fucking asshole. Like usual.
Wait. Hungry and asshole. I feel like that's
no. Usually Thursday's my depression day.
Okay.
You're going through the stages.
Oh yeah.
It's like the process of grief. Yeah.
Friday's the ultra sign up day. So.
Oh yeah.
What do you sign up for? Hamster wheel.
Yes. Do it.
Did you?
I am doing that. Yeah. Yes! Yeah, no doubt. So Jessie, tell us about your experience at Notchview. Was this your first time there, or
no? Not my first time. So much fun. This is my 5th Notchview, and it was my second 72-hour race. So I did the 72 5 years ago. But so much fun. I think the reason this year was more fun is because I really decided not to give a crap about rankings at all. You know, like first, second, third, 10th, 100th, whatever. And like, because who gives a shit? It's ultra running. Like you do it for yourself, and you do it to be.
This is the reason.
It's amazing. On, and I heard you talk about Joey. Like I got it. Like Joey made my weekend. Like what a cool guy.
Yeah,
and then to be his Facebook friend now and read a little bit about like his background. I guess like he's just the coolest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had so much fun. I went in to the weekend thinking that I wanted to do 200 because of course everyone wants to do 200. And then I was there for a few hours. And I'm like, nah, that's clearly not going to happen. So then
it was gross.
So then I was like, I want 171 because 5 years ago I did 171. So I'm like, okay, I'll prove to myself that I'm still like young and snappy and chipper and in good shape. So then, yeah, it was really fucking hot. So then that also evolved to like, oh, who was it? Rob, the greatest. Rob,
Rob the Bear Breckenridge.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob Breckenridge. He's
the
like,
bear ass Breckenridge.
He's like, that 150 buckle is really shiny. So then I was like, finally, I was like, okay, 150. It's gonna be 150. So ultimately, my mileage was 157.
Yes.
Well done.
So I'm happy with that. But yeah, like it's some really memorable. I think this might have been the first time that I legit hallucinated during a race.
Nice.
So, let's hear it now.
Well, I don't know. Okay, Sunday morning, that hour 61. It was 1 a.m, 2 a.m. I was really fucking tired. I could not sleep this weekend. I just could not sleep. I stopped even trying to sleep. I'm with
you there. Mm-hmm.
Total sleep was 5 hours by the end of the race. I was nothing at all until probably hour 40. Anyway, so I was in the middle of the woods, and I had trekking poles, and I decided I'm just going to use the one pole for now. And I had a cup of coffee in the other hand, and I was just on this death march, and I was all by myself with my little comedy podcast. I did podcasts all weekend long. I was listening to stand-up comedy, and I was just like, this is not how you use trekking poles. I was digging the pole hard into the ground, just dragging myself along the trail with my coffee in the other hand for 2 hours, just nonstop in a loop, just don't stop. And once I came around to the aid station, and all I wanted to do was plug in my phone charger so the phone wouldn't die, and I just could not communicate with this poor, wonderful woman what I was trying to do. And I was like, maybe I wasn't speaking English. I don't really know. And she just could not communicate. And I was okay. I think something's wrong with me at the moment, so maybe I should go lay down. So I went to my car to lay down, and the radio was on, and then the radio was not on. So yeah. So that was that. Anyway, I fell asleep hard for an hour and a half. And I woke up at 5 a.m, and it was just new, beautiful day. My legs felt brand new, $1 million. I was on this killer high, runner's high, all the way until the end of the race. So that was just fucking awesome. But yeah, that was a new one for me.
That's great. Yeah, if you think about it, if you were you said you were up 40 hours into the race, you said.
Yeah.
And so after that, because the race started at 12, so you're well into your 40s. That's a serious, I can tell you 24 hours isn't shit, right? I mean,
no.
You can see every once in a while, you'll see something and you'll be like, ha, 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 look at that little hallucination. Something looked like it wiggled out of the corner of my eye. 40, it's my God, my feet are talking to me. Leaves turn into animals, and just rats run across your shoes, and it's Yeah,
I was in my own little universe. Yeah. But it was awesome. Yeah. What was it? I think I'm still hallucinating. I don't even know what I was gonna say. That's why I think I'm still tired, because I have this sleep debt now of 24 hours of sleep.
Well, it's hard to get out of that hole.
It really is.
The older we get, right? When I was younger, I would go clubbing, right? And we'd go clubbing all night. You'd get 2 hours of sleep, go to work, you'd be out at the club the next night, and you'd be fine. But now, if I go 48 hours without sleeping, I'm like, I need a good 6 hours before I feel better.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to say. Is actually, there was only one point in the race where I legit thought about bailing out, and it's because I was far into that period, and there's still just wide awake, couldn't sleep, and I was like, I'm going to cause myself psychological damage, and not be I really was I'm gonna become psychotic, and because I had to go to work. I'm a teacher, so I had to work on Tuesday, and I'm I'm not gonna go in fucking losing my shit and say something crazy and lose my job. So I almost bailed out, but fortunately my parents are huge cheerleaders of mine, and we have this running group text whenever I do runs. We have a great 3-way text running. So I text my mom at right when I was feeling this way, and I was like, I think I'm going to bail out. I think I'm going to go crazy, and she encouraged me to stick it out. So thanks, Mom.
Very good.
So
awesome.
Yeah,
that can be that sleep deprivation is, and I've reached that point where I felt where I just scared the shit out of myself.
Yeah.
Where I had to physically, I started, I don't know, I must have been walking and sleeping and dreaming at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not going to talk out loud until I reach this bridge, or I had to I was like that drunk walking down the street who's just like yelling and talking to himself, like, what do you think you're doing? You're not doing that. And stop looking at me. I'm not looking, I was like angry at something, and, so, and so that's scary. So I knew that I didn't want to go anywhere near that right now, just because I don't have that room in my life right now to do that, especially right in this immediate time. So, I took the other, I got 4 solid hours of sleep halfway through my effort, and which is just, it's very boring, but it was it was still fun. So, but
you got some decent mileage though. I forgot what you did, but I saw.
I was in it for the 100. So
yeah.
So I did 50 and then slept 4 hours and then did the second 50, or
nice.
Maybe I did 49 laps. I don't know. I did a cheap 50, whatever, 49 point something.
I know. Doesn't that 1.9 fuck you up?
Oh, yeah. I brought it up.
Your math did not compute the entire race. I know. Could not figure it out.
How hard it is to multiply by 1.9 constantly in your head.
I would always do the add 2 miles, but always subtract a 0.1, and that still messed me up.
And then I would forget. I'd do the math. I would do it correctly. And then I'd be like, wait, what was it again? Oh, shit. I got to go back. And I'm like, 76, 70, 7.9.
I just ran it under protest because I figure that it's bullshit that it's 1.9.
It is.
I am team art for this. I am
one
team
of two
art
things.
For this.
It's either 2 miles and we're all happy, or it's 1.9 something. It's not magically 1.9. It's probably 1.93. And if you do 1.93, you can knock a loop off. It's only 52 loops.
Which is still too many loops.
It is.
Find that 0.1. Okay. Come on, Ben. Let's go.
Yeah. I think I did the same thing as you, Art. I ended up with 3 extra miles.
I did too.
So
At least,
somebody's gotta measure that damn track.
I think I ended with just under 109, and I had 104 point whatever the official.
Oh shit.
Was. So I did 5 extra fucking miles.
Yeah, I did about that. I did that just for getting things in my car.
I only went to my car twice.
I know. I fucking hate that.
Yeah. I only went to my car twice, and remember, I parked like the asshole at the end of the driveway.
You didn't even have to go as far.
I didn't go far at all. It's 0.02.
But then I felt the need to run to my car every time because I was wasting time. And I'm like, now this is really fucking stupid. I'm actually running in the parking lot. But oh well.
I was walking and I don't know, taking my time, the whole thing. So so Jessie, what surprised you did anything surprise you this year?
Surprised me. Well, not surprised me, but I maybe not what you're asking really, but of course it was really a shame that our 2 top ladies both weren't able to finish. We always expect that Taylor and Anne are going to be at the top. So,
Well, Anne got hurt.
Yeah, she slipped.
She still did 90 something miles though.
She did a lot.
And
I didn't know what happened to her for a while until I finally asked somebody. But yeah, I think right after the rain happened and then there was mud on the trail. And
that's what she said.
It was treacherous.
Yeah.
It was.
And then Taylor did a lot of miles. She just didn't win this year.
He did. No, well, I actually came across Taylor right as she was not feeling well. She was really dehydrated and really overheated. So she got
she still did 138 miles.
Oh, she did quite well.
So,
yeah, she was on the path to do 200 for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a bummer. But I gotta say, always the greatest thing though that I love about this race is maybe because of Ben and because of everyone who does it with Ben, so inclusive of ages and body types and body sizes and like
and distances, right? There's no judgment there. Like if somebody shows up and does a 50K, everyone's like so proud of them. Even you know what I mean? Like the person that's running 200 miles is just as proud of the person running 10 miles.
Oh,
and
I know.
I love that. Like,
I mean, when I was getting my spike for Brent to sign my spike, the woman in front of me had never done a race like this before. And she was, you know, like a plus size woman and so fucking excited that she had just finished this thing. And I think she got like 70 miles. And that's so excited.
Isn't that amazing?
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I have to say, I had shame in the beginning of the run because I was like, because I lined up and then like, oh, so what are you doing? You doing the 72? And it's like, no, I'm only doing the 100.
I'm only doing 100 miles.
I don't know why. I was like, I felt shame about that. in a way. Isn't
it how fucked up all of us are?
Well, no, it's because for me, I think it's because I've never done 72, right?
Oh.
I've never done a multi. This was the closest to a multi-day that I've ever done. Like running 50. Same. I didn't know what was going to happen if I slept 4 hours because that's not like taking a cat nap. You know, that's like you're getting some REM shit right there. And, you know, and so I didn't know what was going to happen or if I was going to wake up and just be all like cramped and like need 3 days to recover or, you know, but it was a beautiful, like you said, your description of it's a brand new day and just getting out there. The hour before, you know, probably the hour and a half before the sunset and that first hour or two in the morning were just so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love it when you do stay up and it's dark and then it becomes light and the birds come out at 5 a.m. The first thing you notice is the birds.
Yes.
And then, oh my God. And then it gets a little lighter and lighter and lighter. That is such a great payoff and like a reward for surviving.
Watching people, right? Because I remember at one race, my friend Liz was like really sick. And I said, listen, lay down for a little while. It was overnight. I said, lay down for a little while. The second the sun comes up, your whole life is going to change. And she's just like, okay, because she had never done one. And she's like, damn, you were right. Because everybody all of a sudden is like, it's a new day. And, you know, it's so cool to watch.
Yeah.
And to experience.
It's like a musical, right? Like, good morning.
Exactly.
I have to say that when I took a nap, just like Jessie, I felt like a new person. Like my muscles didn't hurt. I felt like I could just run and run. I think I made it like 3 laps before like I had to start walking again. But it counted. Like it felt so good. Like it just was a total refresher.
Yeah, I went to my car for a couple hours. And when I got out, same thing. I was running and running. Then I was having GI issues, but my legs felt fine. Like my legs were fine.
But you know the crazy thing is how I realized though is that then there's adrenaline, even if you don't think you have it, that you really do have throughout the whole race because it's a race. And in your head, you know you're challenging yourself because when you stop at noon on Monday and you sit down and then like I actually got fucking called into work that night on Monday night. Like because my manager fucked up the schedule and someone texted me on Monday morning saying, oh, by the way, you can come in at 4 instead of 1 today. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not on the schedule at all.
Yeah.
So like, I'm on a state, bitches.
I'm out by the Adirondack shelter and by the Satan's tree.
I know. So anyway, like initially I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go in if you really need me to. But then at 1 p.m. after the race had been over for an hour, I texted her. I was like, there's no way in hell I can even walk right now. So like, in other words, what I'm saying is like, when you're in the race,
shuts down.
When you're in the race and you stop for 2 hours, you can jump up and keep going. But once the race is over, your brain goes, oh, good, I can stop now. Like,
yes,
and
that is so true. I think it's like, you're right. It's just like, especially if you're running, you know, like if you're running 100 miler and you know that you're in the last 5 miles or whatever it is, all of a sudden, you know, more often than not, you start to pick it up because you're like, the governor releases, you know, and it's just like, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, so what do you have anything planned next or?
Well, I really don't do enough ultras, to be honest. I only do 3 big ultras a year, and I should do more. My next ultra is the hamster wheel. That's not till November.
Yes.
Yeah, very
I think
good.
we'll all be there.
Yeah,
Are you going to be there?
Yes.
We're all going to be there, all 4 of us?
Yep.
Woo! I'm actually this year doing the Hartford Marathon, just a straight up marathon. Because
good.
I've never done one before. I just skipped over the distance entirely. Because I realized when I ran Warrenlog in April that my pace for the marathon was actually fast enough to qualify for Boston, which I did not think it would be because I'm really not that fast. But I was like, oh, I could actually, I made the cutoff for Boston. So I have to run the Hartford to qualify for Boston. And
Hartford's a good race, though.
That's a great
It is a little
race.
bit long, though. Just go into it knowing it's more like 26.4, 26.5.
Really?
Another ultra. There you go.
Yeah, it is. Because
oh my God. You
it's
do that.
heartbreaking.
Do you ever run 27 miles and pat yourself on the back for running an ultra?
No.
Oh, yeah. It counts.
Oh, no. No.
I do.
Wow. Yeah, you'll enjoy Hartford. I mean, that's like
Hartford's a good
our
race.
backyard here. So
Yeah. Where are you actually right now?
I'm in Glastonbury, Connecticut. So that's right, it's 2 towns over from Hartford. So I'm 10 and a half miles away. So.
Nice.
I was in Hartford today.
Oh,
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you guys done traditional marathons, or did you also skip it?
Oh, I absolutely did. I mean, that was my running background was,
I see some Bostons behind you.
Yeah, traditional traditional road running. I think it's really good. I think, I think running complements itself. There's, if you do one thing, it can help the other. So.
Absolutely. I'm much more of a road runner. I'm not super comfortable on trails.
Oh, okay.
Same here. You're not alone. I'm working on it, but slow going.
And some people are like, oh, it's got to be, if it doesn't, if it's not a trail, it's, it's not for me. And,
Yeah, this is like purists.
Yeah. I love running everything. I really do,
Yeah, except for what?
Except for traffic, I don't like traffic, but
I thought you were going to say the horrible T word, the treadmill. I get such shit from some people because I like my treadmill. Like I have a treadmill, and like this year I spent way too much time on my treadmill. Actually, I was in my 30 milers on the treadmill while like binge watching Netflix. When the weather was bad, but that's kind of a recent thing. I used to always go outside. But it's kind of a guilty pleasure because also the bathroom is nearby. I'm not peeing in someone's backyard, I
mean, but that's like half the fun, right?
Yeah, I love peeing in people's yards.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever pee on the side of the trail in Notchview this year? Because I did.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. I had my pee spot.
What do you mean by side of the trail? No.
Yeah, I might have been on the trail.
I was nice
have it so easy.
Yeah. It's yeah, I don't know. That is the advantage, I think, of trail running, really. I think that's probably the major thing is that like the availability of bathrooms.
Yep.
100%. You're not picking some obscure tree. Like, I know every single tree in my town for the reasons.
You can hide behind it.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really shocked I haven't been arrested for like indecent exposure yet in my life, but there's some.
But we're working on it.
Oh, we'll work on it. We'll get there. We'll do it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, Jessie, congratulations. Anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
I'll tell you that Donovan, the 15-year-old runner, is really awesome. I love Donovan. He let me run in his last 4 miles with him, and we were singing the Ghostbusters song, shouting it into the woods. It was definitely the high point. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Yeah. That's how he finished. That's how he finished his 100th mile.
Perfect.
So,
awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'll stick around and just listen for a few minutes. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye, Jessie.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
And
Mommy.
Is that mommy?
Looks like Craig
It's-
and maybe I'm not sure if Ashley is.
Ashley didn't know if she was going to be awake.
Oh, okay.
But that's mommy.
Okay.
I'll turn video. Video turn.
Bottom left.
Oh, there it is.
Mommy.
Hi, mommy.
There he is. It's mommy Craig.
Where's the cat?
It's laying next to me.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Can we get a picture? Oh, there it
There,
is.
hi, baby.
It's got a blurred
it's a blur. Blurry
Yeah.
blob.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I got blur effects on, so
Yeah. So how you doing?
I'm good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hanging in there. You know.
So what was your takeaway from this whole thing?
My takeaway is that Celeste is a very bad influence.
Mm-hmm. And
You're
I'm sorry,
talking about?
wasn't that like evident before the start?
Oh, yeah. We've known that for a long time, but
Yes.
yeah, this just reinforced that for us. So.
I was literally like, how much do you regret that first time you agreed to run with us?
I don't regret it at all.
Before this, your longest was a 50K, right?
Before Notchview, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had only done the 50K twice, and that was last year.
Notchview last
Excellent.
year and one of the flings, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And how far did you go during Notchview?
100K.
100.
Well,
Well
62.
done.
So so you went 50K before, and now you've done 100K. That's almost like, according to my trail map, that's like 4 times the distance,
At least.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it feels like it sometimes. Yeah.
that's impressive. That's impressive. Yeah. So congratulations. That's did you have any expectations going into it?
I was told I was doing 100K, so
Fair.
But yeah.
I
didn't have much of a choice. I didn't have a choice.
You run with a pretty tough crowd.
I do. They, but they're a lot of fun to run with.
Oh, I know, but like I can only imagine, like I just know that I would be like we were talking about getting damaged.
Yeah. Oh no.
Before
we broke Craig years ago.
I would be, yeah. I don't know. It's impressive. I think that alone, like they should have a special buckle just for you. Just for doing that.
You got a special tattoo.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have it.
So you have that but also.
Yeah, it's on my shoulder instead, though. It's not
okay.
as visible.
All right.
Only because I work, so some of us, have
I
to
don't
be
know what this
presentable.
work bullshit is, but I don't do it.
I wish I didn't do it either.
Yeah, no. So Craig started running with us, and we immediately had him signed up for like a marathon. And before he even did the marathon, we had him sign up for 24 hours at Notchview. And you're already signed up for 2 more ultras, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah. Got anchor down, and then hamster wheel.
The best ones. Well, some of the best ones, besides Notchview.
Yeah, Erika, are you doing anchor down?
I am doing anchor down.
Yes.
I'm only there for the 12 though.
So
That's what I'm doing
so
also.
12's my jam.
Mommy
Yeah.
is too.
Good.
We'll see how that goes.
You'll be fine.
It'll be great.
You'll
It'll
be
a
fine.
lot of fun.
What could go wrong?
Oh, it'll
right?
be fun. But,
So
yeah.
So Craig, how long have you been running?
So I used to be a weekend warrior runner where I would run, on the weekend here and there. And then about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I don't know, COVID's messed up timing for me, but I started running more regularly. And then 3.5 years ago, I had decided, let me start signing up for races, and had decided to do a race every month, and then increased that stupidly a lot more by meeting up with the 169 Connecticut 169 group, from that I met my
Idiots.
wonderful crew.
Yes. So, hey, Craig, so there may be people who are not familiar with the 169 group. Could you just talk about that briefly, what that is?
So it's a group that you can join up for. It's free, which is awesome. And the goal is to run a race in every town in Connecticut. It's got to be at least a mile. Got to be outside. It's got to be timed. And it's got to be posted. Anything I'm missing, Celeste?
It cannot be an invitational. It has to be open to the public.
They can't want you there.
Yeah.
And so there's 169 towns in Connecticut.
Correct.
Yes.
And there are certain places that everybody thinks is their towns aren't towns, and places people don't think are towns that are towns. So it's interesting sometimes.
That's not confusing.
Oh no, yeah. And then you have places like Mystic, Connecticut, which everybody thinks is a town, isn't a town, but it crosses two different towns. So
It depends on where it starts.
Yeah. It's great fun to try to figure out where have I actually run.
It's not like Groton and
North Stonington, I think.
Oh, North Stonington. I should know this shit.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
And so do you tend to like the roads more or the trails, or how do you feel about that? Or
so I started out more road. I mean, when I would run by myself, I did a lot of airline trail running. But then, did road races. And then I had my first trail run race was in Guilford, the Bimler Bash, the 10K-ish one.
Oh, yeah.
That was not the best experience, but but I got through it. And then, because of Celeste and all of them, got a lot more into trails. And there's the community in trail running is so much different than road. And nothing wrong with the road community, but the trail community is just, there's so much support in that community. It's just a great atmosphere to be around. But I still do my roads. But
yeah, I think we were saying before, I think there's kind of a place for both, right? I mean, sometimes there's not a trail right near you or anything like that. And I think road running can help your trail running and vice versa. You can you can stay fast. I think it's something that's overlooked a lot by people is that the discipline that you get by trying to race, if that's your goal. It depends on what you're looking to do. But if you're, I don't know, I always look at my training just to let's make it so that I can stay with a wider range of people, so if I'm in better shape, it's better for me. So I think that road racing, 5Ks even, or doing a summer series is probably the best thing you can do. I'm doing, Becky Burke and a couple others are doing Wickham Park in Manchester, which is 5 races. It's I think it's 2.6 miles or something like that. It's hot as hell. 5 Mondays nights in a row.
Sounds awful.
Oh my God, it's horrible because you have to run. You can't
in Wickham Park, there's a lot of grass running, and when I was in high school, I ran cross country for 2 years, and we would run Wickham Park, and that was always a tough race just because. But it was great it was great for spectating because you could hit multiple spots on the route to cheer people on, but running it was I wasn't a good runner in high school. I'm an okay runner now, but I'm more consistent now than I was back then. But
I did a lot of different things at Wickham Park that were not running.
And we're not talking about frisbee golf either.
No.
Celeste was having more fun than everybody else.
Yeah, I was.
All the things that are listed on the sign that say no doing this.
Guilty.
Yeah.
I think it's what's that? The expired. You can't arrest me now. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So next year at Notchview, Mommy's going to do 100 miles. He doesn't know that yet.
Oh, okay.
But you heard it here first.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that after that.
Did I? Okay. At least you know.
Yeah. You forewarned me. Did
I or did I not tell you could do the 100K?
You did.
Okay.
You told me I could.
Did you do it?
I did.
Did you die?
But
multiple times.
Okay.
But he came back to life. He's all good.
Right,
Oh my God, it's Vicious! Hi, Vicious!
Hello.
I'm picking on Mommy.
Can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
There's my Vicious.
You're all of a sudden blurred out on my screen. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I thought I'd kind of mix up the group here a little bit some more. And so welcome. How you doing, Liz? Liz Vicious. Or
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Legs are good. Blisters are healing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I've been really enjoying naps this week.
Okay, yeah. Did you sleep
The
much or
struggle
no?
is real.
Well, during Notchview, not really.
Gotcha. Okay. And so tell everybody, what was your, like, what race did you sign up for and how did it go?
I signed up for the 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, my main goal was to run my first 100K.
Mm-hmm.
I did briefly toy with attempting 100, but I'm glad I didn't. Basically, I talked to my coach a while back when we were discussing goals, and she suggested before tackling 100 that I get a few more 50 milers and 100Ks under my belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I did my first 50 miler at Hamster Wheel, just the gap between the 50K and the 50 milers when you hit that 20 miles for the first time is like, whoa. So basically doubling that with a 100 miler would have been a little much. And the heat and humidity, I think it would have, for where I was, even with my training, it would have been too much for me. So
Gotcha.
The 100K was a good goal for me.
Yeah. So good for you. And you reached 100K.
Yep.
Very good. Well, congratulations on that. It's there's a lot of people who think that they have to jump into races and that you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to go for, it's like, it was that way with marathons. Like people would start running and then it's like, okay, yeah, I got to go run a marathon. Like, because you're going to go to a party and something, you're going to say, yeah, I've been running. And somebody says, so have you run New York? Have you run Boston? Have you done this or that? And like, you go to a trail run, it's like, sometimes people ask you, questions about that. But I always love the fact that, taking your time on this stuff that's like savoring what's out there. It's like getting the cake and, you don't have to eat all the frosting right away. You can kind of save some and like, just take it easy. And then you enjoy each part of it and, and work your way up. So, so good for you. So, and you feel you're feeling okay afterwards.
Overall, in all honesty, I feel a lot better after running my first 100K than I did after my first marathon.
Hands down.
Yep, same here. Yep. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, I had a thing where after a marathon, I wouldn't, sometimes I wouldn't run until like Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. And most of the time that's not the case, with the longer stuff, but sometimes it is.
I haven't run yet since Notchview.
Okay.
I haven't run yet either. I've walked, but I felt like I could have today, but I didn't feel like it.
I didn't feel
my
like
body's fine. I've just been so busy between I had my massage, I had a tattoo appointment, I had getting stuff ready for Kineticon, for costumes with the kids, and just stuff going on with the family, and you know.
Very good. Did you find that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I did get a run in on Tuesday. I did a little 3 miles just to kind of shake out the cobwebs. Yeah.
Yeah. I will one of these days. I'll probably go tomorrow morning before con, but I'll also be at Kineticon on weekends. So
I have to say, I love the idea of active recovery, especially if you're not injured. Like, I think if you're injured, it's obviously not a good idea generally, you know, but if you're not like injured, then, that's a great way, I think, just to kind of work it out, that, or even a bike ride or something like that can't hurt. So,
or sometimes cleaning the house, like stuff like that, where you're like, you come home after something like that. I know.
I've read about that.
I have one job.
I don't know anything about cleaning the house.
No.
Do you know how much laundry I had to do when I got home?
Oh my God. Me too. It was
yeah, but I also had to do the whole like family of 5 too. Like,
I was going to say, you didn't change your clothes the whole time there.
I did not change my clothes the entire time.
That's baller right there.
Yep. I was like, if it ain't broken, I'm not fixing it. And if you don't like how it smells, bye.
Get in front of me.
Yeah. At least I didn't make you whiff a waffle. Okay.
If you can't stand the clothes, stay out of the walk-in closet. Oh my gosh. And by walk-in closet, we mean, well, never mind.
Yeah. What happens on the trails stays on the trail.
That's right. Wow. So Liz, was there anything that surprised you about Notchview?
I mean, it's summer, so I was expecting heat and humidity to some degree, but I figured, okay, this is hitting hard because I'm still new to ultra running. I've been doing ultras only a little over a year, so the heat, that's probably why the heat's kicking my ass. But
yeah,
talking to a lot of experienced runners out on the trails, they're like, no, it's not just you. And the other thing that really stood out to me again was just the community. How if one of us was struggling, we all just bonded together to help each other out. Because there was always somebody else that could be like, oh, this is what's happening. Here's what I suggest. Try this, and this. Because I mean, this race wasn't so bad for me, but I've been in that position where I think I'm going to die and I'm never going to finish. That was me at hamster wheel because my stomach was acting up. And the other runners come in and be like, okay, just take a moment, sip some ginger ale, just relax. But again, at the Notchview, we're just all helping each other out. And it didn't matter if you had run like 10, 100 milers, or this is your first 50K. It's like everybody was there for each other.
That's true. I can't tell you how many times, like getting towards the end of things, I would like go into my bag and like my ADHD like really kicks in, So I'm like, where's my, and I'm just like slamming shit around, and like, Alex Cabrera walks by and he goes, hey, can I help you? What do you need? And I'm in my like area, like where I have all my shit right there. But I'm like, I can't find my shoes. They're on your feet, Art, or, whatever it was, but he was there, and it was just, I don't know. It was nice to see, to have that kind of support, not to mention the support of like, like, let's talk about the aid stations, right? And the people, like, tell us about maybe a moment that you went to an aid station. Did you have anything, like, was there something that maybe stands out? When maybe you got what you needed that you didn't even know you needed? Anybody?
Ice pops.
Ice pops, right?
I went to get an ice pop and they didn't have any more cold ones. I was like, no.
It's because Celeste ate them all.
Yeah.
That is actually legit.
Your fault.
The mango ones are nasty though. The grape ones are amazing. Mango, 0 stars.
Those pickles though, they had like the good Grillo's pickles, and those would like pep me right up.
Grilled cheese. They had grilled cheese.
Oh, yes.
Grilled cheese.
They tried giving me a vegan grilled cheese. I'm like, no. No.
I asked for a lazy vegan grilled cheese. And they did give me, they said, no, we have real vegan, we have a vegan grilled cheese. And then they also had something, I guess they called it chop suey or something like that. I didn't know, but that had like beyond, it was like.
Chop suey usually has ground beef in it.
It does, or I guess it does. I always thought that was like vegetables that you got in Chinese food.
No.
I know it as like a isn't it like macaroni, like tomato sauce kind of, and like a ground beef and sauce and stuff. So
yes, but they had Beyond Meat in it, which was for me was it was great.
Just ew.
Ew.
I know you can do all you want, but
I also am eating a Three Musketeer bar for dinner, so
okay.
I might not be the
dinner of champions. Hell yeah!
And also, I'm eating a Three Musketeers.
Hey, Vicious got the "but also" tattoo too.
Yep.
That's she's got the shoulder mount there.
Yeah. So just to get the story, because I don't know if anybody even knows this. I know Art, and I know you guys do, but so last year at Notchview, all the idiots were with me when I did my 100-mile loop, and I might have gotten a little bit emotional. And I'm like, you guys are the best friends, and I love you so much, and I'm so glad you're sharing this with me, and you're just the best. But also, fuck off, because I hate you. And that became like our thing, and everything is now like, but also like, hey, let's go do this. But also you're an idiot. And so we all got the "but also" tattooed on. Gotcha. And that's what that is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've taken that to mean that things are not black and white in this world.
Well, they're not, right? Like, I love you, but also fuck off.
Yeah. Or you know what, I think this is, I feel this way, but also feel this way at the same time, even though it's completely polar opposite of that other feeling, because it's not, happiness and sadness are not mutually exclusive. You can feel very happy and very sad about something, which is
crossing a finish line is like that, right? Where you're like, you're so happy and you're so, you did this, completed this huge thing, and it's such a great, but then you're like, oh, it's over, and I don't get to do this again for a year. Right. Especially something like Notchview, where it's just like so many of these people coming from out of state, like my idiots I see all the time, but like so many of you guys, it's like I don't get to see on a regular basis. So it's sad too.
Yes. And at that point also, I'll be so sad when this is over.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's the one mantra that I've enjoyed out there, right? Like in the middle of the runs, I say that during every single longer run.
Now that's a tattoo we should get. I'll be so sad when this is over.
It is. I had temporary tattoos for that, but I don't know if you do that. It's kind of like
I have one. I just haven't put it on me yet. I have the bad habit of doing the real ones.
Oh, there you go. So
I will say, after a marathon, I'm never like, oh, I'm so sad this is over.
No,
I'm just so glad it's over.
Well,
road marathons are different.
No, but you always, I mean, here's the thing. If that's what you're doing, at some point you're saying to yourself, you know what? I want to get back out there and do that again. And you look back on it like that moment. I mean, there's nothing like mile 23, right? I mean, it's like mile 68 or 64, which suck. but but like, you know, there's but when you're done with it, it is you're looking to get back to that mile and feel that level of not knowing if everything's going to turn out okay.
He says that, but I'll guarantee you, if he finished a marathon today and I said to him, hey, Craig, let's go do a marathon next week, his ass would say yes.
Just to hang out with you.
All right. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily looking forward to the experience.
Bullshit.
You know, you saw me after Providence.
Oh, well, Providence was different. You were a hot fucking mess. Right? Liz was there too. Providence, they ran out of cups. There was no water on course.
Yep, and Craig's legs were a little scary there.
Yeah, Craig had like a thing growing out of his calf. It was gross.
Oh boy.
God.
So before we say goodbye, because I have unfortunately we got other people getting ready to join here. Liz, did you have anything to add at this point, or anything you wanted to talk about?
Running, I mean, I've done it before with Notchview last year and with Hamster Wheel, but running at night sometimes is a different animal, and things that on the trail that look perfectly benevolent during the day can look really scary at night.
Demon tree.
Yeah, Satan tree.
So what is that?
The infamous Satan tree.
And what is that for people who may not have gazed upon it or been spoken to by it? Or camped out in it, or were born there,
or worshipped at its altar.
Yeah, or sacrificed something there.
Don't tell anyone, Art. Damn it.
Well, basically, it's a tree. It looks like a dead tree, and it's hollowed out, so it looks like it has a mouth and two eyes, and it has the two limbs going up that look like the devil's horns. So if you're looking at that at 2:00 in the morning, when you're about 40 plus miles into an ultra, that could be just a bit disturbing.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. I made it just a point to, once somebody said that, I never gazed upon it again. I didn't want to make a deal. Okay. And I was like, if I don't talk to it, I can't accept, I can't deal with the offer. So Craig, did you have anything to say before
no, I mean, just that the environment is just amazing and a lot of fun to be at. You do tend to sometimes see bats out there, but
they're dragons. They're dragons.
I had to get that in there.
I don't want to steal Rob's thing, but what is it? Bat tit.
Yep.
So we're talking about Celeste's tattoos, which
they're dragons.
Okay. So I do want to say this before you guys go. I want to let you guys know how much I really enjoyed running with you guys. It was.
I second that. You guys were wonderful.
Those idiots. I mean, it was like eating I don't know. It was wonderful. It was really cool. So, it was like a party on the trail there. So, and that's a horrible way to describe it, because it was so much. It was like a very evil, like, vile, blushing party on the trail. I heard things really that like.
You can't unhear some of the stuff that's talked about. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And we were behaving for art.
Apparently, yeah. So, guys, congratulations to you both.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you guys.
Well done. Yeah, really, really good, and nice to spend the time with you. And thanks for joining us tonight too.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, very welcome.
Good night, babies.
Hi guys. See you at Anchor Down and Hamster Wheel.
Yay!
All right. Yay.
All right.
All right.
Good night. Okay. Next
Is Amanda coming?
up, yes, we have
I love
Amanda. Amanda, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Amanda?
Oh, she shut her mic off.
Okay. She's muting and
she's like, I don't want to talk to Art. Damn it. I didn't know Art was going to be there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Amanda, can you hit unmute there? It's in the left corner.
Bottom left.
Assuming that you can hear us. Or put on your camera as well. That's on the bottom left too.
Do you think Rob fed her to bears?
She's been commenting on my Facebook stuff. I don't think I think she's still alive.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, Rob is the type to like steal her phone and comment for her. You can't trust him.
Well, once we get eyes on her.
Yeah. Well, I think she changed her name now, right? So
I know
on that. So we're doing some advanced stuff there. Could you hit unmute there, Amanda? Hopefully.
We're all staring at it like,
oh my God.
All right. Well, in the meantime, let me just say, Celeste, do not jump out from behind that goddamn Satan tree. I will shit my pants. Like, if you scare me in the middle of the night, I will die. I will literally die.
I'm bringing a devil costume or a witch costume or something, a ghost costume. I got to bring something. And I'm going to hide behind that tree in the middle of the night. And like the, remember when you were a kid, you took the flashlight and put it under your mouth?
Oh my God. Yeah,
I'll
literally,
just come out.
I will like fall and break my leg somehow. And then I'll have to
Erika!
And you'll see me coming because of course I'll have like my sparkly skirt on and like
there we go.
It'll be ridiculous. You'll know it's coming. Like I'm coming.
I know you'll be sparkling. Hi, gorgeous.
I'm in the dark. Sorry.
Look at that. Oh, that's mysterious.
I'm always.
This is what Celeste is gonna look like when she jumps out from behind the tree.
She's adorable. I'm gonna put on like makeup and I'm gonna like, like the girl from.
Oh my God. I'm already terrified.
I might do that at Anchor Down. You never know.
Oh my God. That was more treacherous though.
It was Friday the 13th. And overnight, I just randomly started playing the Friday the 13th music because I'm a bad person. It was great.
Oh, there we go.
There she is.
All right.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
I actually am technologically emped. So out.
Okay. All right. So how you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right. Very good.
Because you're a badass.
Preach.
So,
Great to see everybody.
Yeah, you too. You too. Could you tell us a little bit about your Notchview experience, like what you signed up for and how it went?
Oh man, it was incredible, as all Notchviews are. I was actually looking back at Ultra sign up, and I think the first time that I did Notchview was 2019. And wow. I was so impressed with myself because I signed up for the 24-hour and I did 53 miles. And it was the first time I had ran through the night, and I was like, I am a total badass. Like, I got to see like the sunrise and like all that. Like, I am amazing. And that was actually like one of the first that I had ran as Rob, was my coach. My brain is not working, I guess. It's still left on the trail. So, there was a lot of like preparation for that and, just execution and everything. So I was really happy with my performance. And then I came back in, I think it was it was last year actually. So it was 23 and I did 100 miles, just like the race for 100 miles or DNF. So,
okay, sure.
And that went really well. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to sign up for anything else. And then you get sucked right in. And
I can vouch for that. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody can relate to that.
Oh, so, yeah.
I was like, well, the next logical step for me is to like see what it's like, get into the big boy, big hour mileage. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go for the 150, but there's a caveat there. I was trying to do 150 for Satan Sidewalk back in February. And I thought, well, if I can execute that really well under those conditions, then going into Notchview this weekend, obviously it'd be different conditions, but like seeing how my body would react to that amount of miles.
Sure. Huh.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody talks about the gross humidity, heat, everything else. I think just with experience and training and just getting out there and trying to troubleshoot, I think that's what kept all of us afloat.
So what strategies did you have this year that worked for the heat and humidity? Did anything work? Or
actually, I met Celeste when we did Forbidden Forest several years ago, and it was so fucking hot, and
I thought it was so gross.
I didn't know what heat exhaustion or heat stroke felt like until that race. My wrists to my hands I couldn't even see like a difference between the two of them. I had total, like, my hands were like sausages. Rob was like blacking out. He couldn't even see. And like, he came back and said, I'm going to sit down for this last loop before we, kind of called it. And I'm out running, and all of a sudden, like, I see like ground hornets, and I'm just like, this is like the like apocalypse of ultra running. I was just like, and then hornets came out. It's like, I didn't know if I was hallucinating that or what, but like, I knew I was definitely in a bad for that race. And so when I came back to our aid station, I saw Rob just like sitting there. I was like sobbing. I was just like, we failed at this. And, in hindsight, really, we learned from that race how to keep yourself cool, and how you got to keep your core body temperature cool, and how you have to mix up your fluids, and you have to just, if gels and all that other stuff doesn't work, you got to switch to regular food, just trying to find what works there, that magic combination of Tailwind, then water, then Coke, then, electrolytes, whatever.
Yes.
That's basically how we sort of executed, and just ice everywhere, ice in the hat. We had, I bought these towels that you snap, like you get it wet and you snap it. And that was amazing. Like, I've used it for several races now, and I will never go back. Like, that's something that I'm going to take with me as a tool in my box from now on. Gotcha.
Yeah, I saw it. It seems like it's kind of funny how the trends or the styles go through that community there. It seemed like everybody had the same chair and everybody had a cooling towel.
I got my cooling towel in the car, so helpful.
And I had a cooling towel, and I didn't even know I was cool, right? So
well, this year we had, Rob in the Man Town, and then we had the Chick Land, we called it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had.
I saw Rob trying to go in Chickland.
Yeah, well, he varied over to Chickland quite often. I mean, that's where all the cool people are. So obviously.
Jeez, very good. So tell us, how did your run go? What were your goals, and what happened?
So my goal was 150 miles, and I wasn't going to leave there until I had that sweet buckle. I think my strength is just a no quit attitude, and like, I'm gonna grind it out and get it done, and troubleshoot. And I think the race went really well, actually. I think there was only really maybe 2 low points throughout the whole race. I think one time my feet were just like, felt like they were just numb, with blisters, and with it being so hot and humid, it wasn't necessarily moisture from rain, even though we had that Friday night, but like, it was moisture from the hotness.
Yeah.
I mean, your feet were perspiring. Like, there was one point where I was like, what smells like vinegar and salt chips? Oh, feet because they were sweating all day long, even if I changed socks. And so you were getting blisters like in places that you don't normally get blisters because of just the friction of all that. So like at one point I told my friend Karen, I said, I can't even feel my feet. They're like numb right now because of the throbbing of the blisters and all that kind of stuff. And there was one point, and so that same time I was changing socks and shoes, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking over to her, and she's giving me like the nod, like, you got this, girl. You got this. You got this. Just stand up. Just stand up.
I love Karen.
Oh yeah.
Karen Clark. She's amazing gal.
And she has a nice ass.
Yes, she does. And I'm not afraid to say that. But
neither is Celeste or me.
No.
I'll admit.
I would never say something like that.
She's a CrossFitter, so she's got like, the
it's like
butt,
it's perfect. Yeah.
It pretty much is. But yeah, she crushes it on her 100-miler, and then she's like crewing for all of us. So like,
right? She's amazing.
I know. And so she stayed there the entire time, all 72 hours, and like helped everybody pack up. And so anyway, so I'm looking at her, she's like nodding at me, and she's like, you got this, stand up, you got this, just go. And I stood up, and I'm just like, look over to Mantown, Rob's station. And I'm just like, okay, let's go. My feet I can actually feel my feet now. Like, let's go. And then there was just another like lull point where I just kept doing math that was incorrect in my head.
Oh, math.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
There's only one thing. There's only one math equation you need to know, and it's +1.
Yeah.
Or lap. Everything else is bullshit.
I got to a certain point where I looked at, we're going, and I'm like talking to Rob, and I'm like, I think I have like 4 or 5 more laps to go. And he's like, no, you have 3. I'm like, no, I don't. I have 4 or 5. He's like, don't. And like, we get to the timer, guys. And I'm just like, and Rob's like, will you please tell her how many actually, like, I was getting really frustrated, but that was just my own, like, I don't know, just wanting to be, I don't know, just at the end of that goal so bad, like not necessarily wanting to be done, but I just wanted to like get to that goal. So
gotcha. Yeah.
But other than that, I think everything was very well executed. I think, we all worked as a team so well. And, I'm now I've got, that 150 for the state and sidewalk, and I've got this 150, sky's the limit. What's next?
So that's the question. Do you have like, do you have something like out there that is, I mean, and it's okay if you don't, but do you have something like that you're saying like, yeah, these are all stepping stones in my evil plan to take over mileage?
Well, I mean, my career only started in 2018. So, I mean, I have only taken small steps that I felt comfortable doing, even though like, it's really easy to get sucked right in to, to making bigger steps than you may be ready for. And so I feel like I'm at a place right now where I am feeling good and confident, and there isn't anything necessarily on the horizon. Don't quote me or like put it on paper that like, maybe there might be a 200 in my future someday.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, you know what? We were talking about it before. There's no need to rush these things, right? You might as well, like, because every time you go a new distance PR, it's an incredible thing, because you can run 150 miles, but oh my God, are you capable of running 151? I don't know, and I felt that every time that I added more distance, at some level at least. And why not savor that, because once you're there, you'll be so sad when it's over, in the mystery of the additional distance.
Even if you repeat these kind of distances, to me, it's just epic. Like,
yeah,
every time you go out there and you're doing an ultra, whether it's a 50K or 150 miles, that's a fucking accomplishment,
Absolutely. I'm so impressed by everybody who does this like day in and day out. Like,
it's really like,
this is high mileage. It is hard.
And how lucky are we to be surrounded by these badasses?
I can't even tell you. Right. So lucky.
Yes. I would have to say, like, it's like Woodstock for ultra running is Notchview.
Yes,
that's a great way to put it.
And the people who are the musicians, who are the celebrities, that's all of us runners that we get to meet at these events, and to really surround ourselves with like just badass athletes, people who just keep pushing and persevere. And I met so many new people this year. I mean, obviously it was great to see Celeste and like, all the people that I had met before, but like I met Erika this year, and I met so many new people that now like, they've reached out to me on Facebook and they're like wanting to be friends, and then Strava, they want to be friends with me and stuff. And I think that's just really cool. And I think it's a testament to, the fact that like, even though our small running community in our own town is a great place to be, the whole like ultra running community as a whole is what makes
it interesting. Right. So Amanda, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations on a great run. Unfortunately, I have some people waiting to get on and talk, but well done, and hope to see you out there again soon.
So proud of you, Amanda.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me on.
Love
Great.
you.
Glad to have you.
Love you too. Bye, Erika.
Hey, nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you.
All right. Next,
she's so cute.
Up.
Love her.
Yeah.
Oh, living legend.
That's
Everybody
right.
Step back.
So I think Leanne Zarger's going to join us. I have to say, in all fairness, she was in the waiting room for a long time, so she might have actually started to take a nap.
I mean, smart.
Yes.
Like if she went to bed, she's smarter than we are.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't blame her. Well, if she's still trying to figure it out, I just want to mention Amanda was talking about how she's had friends reach out like from Notchview on Facebook. And I just think that's awesome because it's been happening to me too. And I'm like, I have new friends and we're all going to keep inspiring each other on the off season. And it's just an extra way to keep in touch. And I just love that. So if anybody listening wants to hit me up, I'm happy to be friends.
Yeah,
I'm not begging for friends, but I love it.
No, when you get home from something like this, all of a sudden it's so much. You're like, oh, friend.
So it's so nice because I'm like, I got to talk to you and we shared great miles. And one of the people, I was listening to your previous episode and you were talking about a Marcus.
Yes.
I fucking loved Marcus. He was like one of my favorite people out there. Like he was just so like happy, but everybody was miserable, but he was just wonderful. He lifted me up. I was like, great.
Yeah, he was extremely happy, right? I mean,
he's so great. I told him he has to do hamster wheel. I don't think he signed up yet though.
I hope he does. That would be so much fun.
He's a good shit. Him and Alex. Alex was a good boy too.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Very good. So I don't know what to do because we can't get Leanne here, but I think I'm going to just start talking about her. How about that?
Okay, so Leanne is a fucking legend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Barbells is texting me too. Leanne is amazing. And I can't even put into words how proud of her I am.
Yeah, I mean, she was out there and the sun was shining. It was miserably hot, and she would just be out there trucking along, and it just it just like she was out there for a while, and just relentless. She like embodied relentless forward progress.
Yep.
In my mind, like every time I saw her,
she always does that. Every race you see her at, that's how she is. She's always
so forward. Admirable when you know you're in pain, but you just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah. You look at it and like, I don't know. Time is such a weird thing, right? Because like, I think like sometimes like if you're further along than somebody else, sometimes, you look and you say, God, they've got a long way to go. Like, because mentally I've already been there, right? for that race. So it's always, you know, and to see them come out the other side is it's like one of those miracles of ultra running.
Definitely. It was always good too when we were out there. I would come across somebody who had less to do than me, and I was like, all right, this is going to light a fire under my ass. I want to get to the point where you're at and be almost done with this. I think one of the people I was talking to was Mark, and he was like, oh, I have 3, and I'm like, I got 5 left, and I just was like, all right, let's just get this done. I had that new fire, the new resolve, ready to just be done with it.
I was in my mind, I was trying to find out if I could barter or steal or pass off some mileage to somebody else.
I mean, I offered for all these really fast people to give me a piggyback so they would actually have a challenge.
Yeah.
But nobody took me up on that. So
it wasn't hard enough for them. So yeah, there you go. That's a good way to do it.
Like, would you even notice if I jumped on your back?
Wow.
Oh man. But we were talking about the looking at the timing thing after. So Bill and I think Bill and Mike were their names.
Yeah.
And every time I would go up to them, I would have to have a verbal confirmation because I would look at the screen, all I wanted, instantly forget what it said. I would either see the mileage or I would see the laps. I would never see both, one or the other. And then I'd walk away and I'd be like, hey, Bill, what did you say I had to do? So he would wind up telling me like 3 or 4 times as I walk by. He's like, you only have 2 to go. I'm like, all right.
That's so funny. I would look and I'd be like, wait, why does it say 48? And I'm like, oh, wait, that's how old I am. I did that a few times.
That is
it
funny.
didn't even occur it said age on there.
I think it did unless I'm really high. Like, I don't know.
No clue. Couldn't tell you.
I was kind of torturing, as Becky mentioned in the episode. If you guys, I don't know if you heard that one.
Yeah, I did.
Just dropped.
Oh yeah, you're never allowed to run at one of their races again.
Oh God, yeah, because I was like asking him questions, but I couldn't. Becky kind of had it a little bit wrong. Is that like I just couldn't hear because it was like blasting like Fleetwood Mac or something like that, and the speaker's facing me, so he would talk, and I couldn't hear him over the speaker, or if I could, I couldn't like fully comprehend the whole thing, you know, until we got to the point where they said, okay, he said, how many, you know, because I didn't know, like, this is how little I knew about this whole thing. I didn't know how many laps I had to do. I just knew I had to do 100 miles. I didn't know how many laps that was. And I was 2 miles ahead. So I figured it was 51 is what my number was. And then they told me it was 53. And I was like, what? How is that? Like, and that's when I protested the race, basically.
That one of the 74 times you protested the race.
Yeah. I also protested because of when the wind was taking away the humidity that we worked for. That wasn't fair.
There was one section where like you would hit it and it was like 10 degrees cooler. And every time I hit it, I was like, oh, I'm in heaven.
You literally had to do that. Oh, and like stick your arms out to like try to air yourself off. And then you turn a corner, you'd be like, damn, it's gone.
Yes. And then you would hit that spot where the sun was just beating. And I didn't realize it. I got a sunburn until I had like 3 laps left. And I'm like, I am in so much pain. But like the idea of going to my car to get my sunscreen when I was that close to finishing was like, no. And then of course I did a couple extra laps. So that was the worst part. Like for pain wise, it was bad. I was like burnt.
At that point, I would just be like, who has sunscreen? And just like bum it off as somebody.
I think Ashley had some and I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy to stand up and spray it. Shut up.
Well, you can't do anything about that.
It's funny how like you don't like logically, you know, oh, I should do this, but
logic is out the window for these kind of races. Nothing makes sense.
It really, and I was like really good up until like mile maybe 85-ish. I started chafing and I'm like, oh, I'm like done. Why am I going to change my clothes now? I'm done. Not thinking like I still had 20 miles to go. Like I did 20 more miles chafing. Like what an idiot. But again, it just made sense. Like, oh, I got 20 miles to go.
Yeah. All right. So I've been kind of trading with Leanne. If we're not able to get her on, first of all, congratulations to her.
Yeah, Leanne, you're epic.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, very, very well done. And hopefully she may try to get a call back now, and we'll see if we can get that to work. Otherwise, I'll make it a point to have her back on, because I know a lot of people would like to hear from her.
Everybody would love to hear.
Yeah. So
we have barbells coming.
Yeah.
I have
barbells.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I need to see you. Go press your
Hi.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
So we have Sandy Barbells here. So welcome.
Thank you.
Sandy also kicked all the ass this weekend.
She did. She's over 60. She's sassy and she's kicking assy.
I saw that shirt. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how's it going?
Good.
How are you feeling?
Good. I recovered. Really, really tired the first couple days. I stayed overnight on Monday night in Pittsfield, so I didn't have to drive home. So pretty tired Tuesday and today, but it's starting to feel a little bit better today.
Okay, good. And how did it now? Tell us about your experience with Notchview. Had you been there before? And
yes, this is my
Sandy's there.
Fourth time. I did the 6 hour in 2019. And then in 2021, I did the strict 100. I got my first 100 there.
Okay.
Last year, I got 125 in during the monsoon. And then this year, I got 119.7.
Wow.
So it was my third 100.
Very good. Congratulations. You said 119.7?
Yes.
That's more than I've ever done. So
Same here.
I've only topped out at
So
112. So it's true.
Well, you both have me beat.
I think I did 131.
Yeah. So Sandy, we also have Leanne Zarger we've been having technical difficulties up till this point. So if it's all right, I'd like to have you both on at the same time.
Absolutely.
Two of my favorite people.
I know. I love Laz.
Why don't we we'll keep going here, and we'll give it a shot. I don't know if you could hear us.
I think what's really going on is she's totally naked and she just doesn't want us to know.
There you go.
With the dogs.
She's afraid if I see those dogs, they will disappear.
That's fair. Right. That's correct.
Yeah. Well, Leanne, first of all, congratulations on your run there.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. I know it was I just saw you like out there all the time, just grinding it out. So
that's what it felt like, a grind. But the second day was so much better than Saturday. It was like I woke up like a new person because I had a good night's sleep.
Okay, so you're saying Saturday was better than Friday?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Saturday was horrible. Sunday was better than Saturday. Saturday was absolutely horrible.
Okay, because I was like, wow, I thought like I couldn't. For me, it was a coin flip whether Friday was worse or Saturday was worse.
Oh yeah, no, Friday was okay. Saturday was awful, and then Sunday was great.
Oh, okay. Very good. So if you could maybe just tell everybody what you signed up for and how it went and what happened.
Well, this was my third Notchview. The first year I did 24 hours, second year 48 hours, although only made it to 27 because of the monsoons.
Yeah,
and I had gotten my mileage. And this year was the 72 hour, and I utilized nearly all of the time.
That's incredible.
I mean, you got your money's worth.
I got my money's worth for sure.
And a belt buckle.
Yes.
How far did you get, Leanne?
100.7. I told Ben I was not doing any extra loops.
Awesome. And had you ever done 100 before?
I never have. I did 100K in May at 3 days at the fair.
Yeah.
And I just realized a few years ago about these type of races. And I said, there's no way I'll ever do 100 miles. I only did my first ultra 12 years ago, a 50K. And somebody said, well, go look for these 72-hour races. And I said, well, okay. And so I did. And that's the kind I can do.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you. That's
thank you.
That's you're in rare air there. So
yep.
That's well done. So so now, Sandy, you had done a few hundreds, right? So
this was my third.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Sandy is so awesome. She is amazing.
Yeah,
so are you.
I remember when I met you at Roosevelt Forest a few years ago, you came to me and said, this was the furthest I've gone, and you went 20 miles that day?
I think it was like 2018 when I first started getting into this crazy sport.
Yeah.
I never even heard of Ultra sign up at that time, and I met you. And I stayed just for part of the day, and I ended up like with 18 and a half miles, and it was the farthest that I've ever gone. And I never thought, if you had told me that, you've been doing 100 miles, I'm like, you're fucking crazy, man.
Same. Exactly.
So, Leanne, who's the I hear a gentleman dog in the background.
I'm sorry.
Are you alone? Is there someone there with you?
I'm not alone. The dogs are here. I'm so sorry. But if I go inside and bang on the door.
They're good dogs.
They are good dogs.
I'm trying to get them on the show.
Well, they would love to be on the show, I'm sure.
They're gorgeous.
They are.
Excellent.
They're named after Lord of the Rings.
That's correct.
So what are they? You got to tell us now.
Well, Galadriel is Gala, the golden retriever. And we call it Gala because Galadriel's a mouthful. And then Bilbo is my Newfie.
Oh.
And then I also have Frodo the cat.
Yay.
Wow. Okay. Does he have all his digits, all his fingers?
He still does, yes. He's not 9-fingered.
Oh, okay.
I am,
though.
Oh.
All right. Very good. So I got to ask you guys, maybe starting with Sandy. Sandy, was there anything that surprised you about the race this year?
How hot it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be warm, and other Notchview years have been warm, but this just felt, oh my God, I was roasting, especially on Saturday. And the heat just contributed to all sorts of issues I was having the first couple days. The eye issues, and it just, I had to take off for a few hours Saturday afternoon just to get out of the heat, the worst part of the day. It was just draining.
I felt like there was more ice on Sunday. I think that really helped me. I don't know nobody had ice on Saturday.
Oh, I thought you were talking about out on the course. And I
didn't see any ice.
No.
Wait,
about my heart.
Unless you're hallucinating.
No. Yeah. There was not much at the aid station either. There wasn't.
But those ice pops.
Yeah, I seem to find they seem to set me up every time. The one thing that saved me was having that they had a plunge foot bath, not a foot bath, but a place you could sink your hat into that had ice.
That was clutch.
Right?
I saw that. I didn't use it. I should have.
I didn't even know they had it.
Yeah, every time I put you throw that on top of your head, and it's just like it takes your breath away for 5 seconds. You're not roasting.
Worth it though.
Just pretty on point.
I would have looked like some kind of ridiculous purple Smurf or something. My hair would have bled everywhere.
Wow. People, could have marked the trail with that. So very good. Anything else that surprised you out there?
Sandy or me? Either of us?
Maybe Sandy.
Sandy.
Well, I not really a surprise, but I really I had some bad GI issues the first day. Mm-hmm. And he had the porta potties. He had the girl ones, the pink ones. And I liked those because they were very spacious. So whenever I had to use them, which was frequently on Friday, I was like, I got to get into one of the pink ones,
there were no urinals in those.
Exactly. So
I did like those.
And if you got to spend a lot of time, hey, you want the best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Sandy, Pepto-Bismol is amazing.
Someone gave me Imodium. They were a lifesaver because I forgot to bring some. And then one of my campmates gave me a Pepto tablet.
Okay.
And then by late Saturday afternoon, that's when I started feeling better. And I actually had some chicken enchiladas from the taco truck, which went down really well. And then like you, I got a really good night's sleep on Saturday night. And then Sunday, that was my day. That was like a total reset for me.
Yeah. Somebody called it the Lazarus effect.
Very good. Very good. And Sandy, I have to say, you also just had like the best attitude out there. You were one of the people that was always like, you were like the picture of fitness out there. Like I pictured you like maybe you had some barbells at your aid station and you just did some, you
some
just
little
did
workouts on the side there.
She was taking those barbells and hitting people when you turned around, Art. You missed it.
Could be. Could
awesome.
be. Wow. So any, were there any lessons learned like that, like something that worked that never had worked for you before, or, anything like that either of you would like to share?
Well, I learned something each time I do one of these races, and I felt actually good because I was able to give another runner some help. And so that kind of made me feel like maybe I'm starting to know what I'm doing. There was a woman throwing up on the side of the trail, and I told her, I said, if you come back to my tent after, I'll give you some ginger tabs. So that was an example.
Oh, very good.
And so that made me feel, it made me feel good to be able to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And I learned that I need to bring a separate chest for ice, a separate cooler just for ice. I need more ice.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. I think that's a great point. The idea of helping other people. Yeah. I think I do so much better when I do that.
Yeah.
If I have somebody that I can look out for, then like it makes me want to do better myself. Like,
well, when it's not about you, right? When it's about someone else.
Exactly.
It's almost like your pain kind of goes away because you're concentrating on something else. Mm-hmm.
That's right. And in this game, it's sometimes it's just about getting the next lap, right? So if you can help somebody for one lap, that's like, I'm helping them, but that's like, I know when I got closer to the end, right? Johnny was out there and, I was making up some bullshit story in my fictitious world. Like, oh, hey, Johnny, I forgot something out on the trail. Can you help me go get it? Come with me, and he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, there's something out on the trail. It's a long story. Can you just help me with this? Come on, let's go. And, got him up and walking and did that. And for me, it was like, he had fewer laps than I did. So I don't know why I had to help him, but, but at the same time, it was like, it took away one of the laps that I needed to do. So, and it was good. So
that's like when I actually hit the 100. Mm-hmm. And then Ashley needed 2 more laps. And it was like, all right, I'll go with you. I had been so done. Like I was like done.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do 2 more laps.
That's hard to do, right? I mean,
it wasn't though. Once I was like out there with her and it had nothing, like I had already met my goal. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, okay, I'm with you. And it was like, and I felt bad because she says, oh, how do I deal with this? Because her feet were really bad. I'm like, honestly, like you got 1 more lap. You suck it up. Like it's awful, but you suck it up and just get through it at that point.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Sometimes there's no answer for it. Right. It's just
especially when you're that high up, right? Like when you've got 1 more lap, it's less than 2 miles.
And
that cancels out the pain. You just know you have to do it. You are determined to get through whatever pain you have just because you can be done right after that.
and a lot of times you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You don't know. It can, a lot of times it has a chance to get better, even though it shouldn't.
Well, and even a distraction, right? Like if you get a distraction, you have like somebody with you and you're talking and you forget that you're in pain. Mm-hmm. And it's not that the pain went away. It's just that you're not concentrating on it. So like when you're alone and you're in a lot of pain or you're psychologically screwed up with it, it's all you could think about. Right. But then you have a distraction, and all of a sudden it's like, la da 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 da, and you've just done 5 miles and you didn't feel the pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stacy Clark, who was on the show for a long time, one of the OGs here.
Yeah.
She always said, "Oh, you can never hurt in 2 places at once."
Yeah.
That's a great saying.
Yeah,
remember that.
So, sometimes, when it's just that one thing, it can get you. But like, once you start to mix it up, your brain, like, it's not that torture. It's like, I don't know.
Well, that's why sometimes if someone's complaining their feet hurt or something, I'm like, you want me to punch you in the face? You'll forget about your feet.
Right on.
Because I'm a good friend.
That's nice of you to do that. So
that's what Barbells was doing. She was like whacking people with barbells.
I know. I was, yeah. And then they forgot about other blisters and everything else. And yeah.
You guys cracked the code.
Genius level.
Very good. So Sandy, do you have anything planned next? Or
so I have a trip coming up.
Oh yeah.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
Oh.
I leave on Sunday. So that's my next big thing. And then as far as races go, I have 2 planned October, Mid-State Massive Ultra. I signed up for the 50 mile, and then Hamster Wheel in November.
You're doing Hamster Wheel?
Oh,
yes.
let's go there.
Got a good crew for that.
Oh my God.
Guys, we are going to have like half of that field going to be Cultra. Like I'm
going to invest in some Hamster Wheel stock, I think.
Yeah, for real.
Do it.
I bet does that like have a limit in how many people sign up?
Yes.
Is it
I feel
still...
like it hasn't hit it in a long time, or at least the few years that I've been doing it. Has it?
Yeah.
I didn't think it sold out.
This is the year. Out. This is the year because
I don't think it's sold out yet, though. I don't think it is.
Yeah, you better sign up now, Art.
Fuck.
Make your note and do it.
Better.
Do it now.
The best food kitchen.
You know that's right, Laz. Are you doing it this year?
I certainly am. The 30-hour course.
Yes.
Wow.
This makes me so happy that that Notchview's taken over.
Honestly, it's just so good.
That is really cool. So.
You guys are coming to my neck of the woods. Come to New Hampshire. Come to New Hampshire. It's great up here.
I love New Hampshire.
It is, yeah. What's not to like, right? I mean, it's got Monadnock, it's got the Whites, it's got,
bears.
It's got it's got Erika, right? I mean,
it's
everything.
near. I mean, maybe some gators have crossed the line. You never know.
That could be. Wow. Is anybody going to Vermont by any chance or no? No.
For what? Oh, no.
The Vermont 100.
Vermont 100 this weekend. Yeah.
We got a bunch of people going to be there, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, I know Lila Gaudreau. So did you guys, right?
She's the beast who annihilated the 12-hour, right?
Yes.
She was just laughed me like 10 times at least.
A beautiful gazelle running through the forest.
Yes.
And just the sweetest thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you say she's doing the Vermont 100?
She's doing Vermont 100, yes.
Incredible.
Notchview was just her warm up for that.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's a lot. That's actually Vermont. That's a lot to do. 72 miles a week before. For some people, that's an awful lot. So,
and she doesn't even like take out her canoe. The rest of us would be like paddling, like every second of every day. She's like, no, my canoe's like just packed away in the garage. I don't.
Oh, this old thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be, I don't know. I think that'll be very interesting.
I can't wait to see the results.
Same.
Yeah, they just posted something. They're not doing live results this year. Something happened. Okay. I saw it somewhere. I don't remember.
Huh.
Yeah. So it won't be live.
Okay. We'll have to ask Tony Bonanno, to New York Bonanno, to give us to give us the deets.
Yeah.
So,
guys, I like it. Being good doggies. Yeah.
But they're good dogs.
Right. So, Leanne, you have something planned or?
Well, yes, I have a very busy August. Starting out with one of my favorites that I do many year after year is People State Forest. It's a 7 mile. It's in that Blue Blaze series now. Used to be part of the Grand Tree series. I just love that course. I'm usually DFL. I fully expect to be that again. But I just love it. It's actually a pretty difficult climb in the beginning.
It is, yeah.
And then you kind of level out in the middle and all rocky and downhill at the end.
Yeah, because don't you go straight up the trail there?
Pretty much straight up, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have, let's see, which order did they come in? Sweltering Summer, the 8 hour, Ben's 8 hour. And then following up at the end of the month is Jug End, which is another one that I do have done several times.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The 6 hour. It's a 6 hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that last year for the first time, which was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, they're both. Jug End is one of my favorite races of all, actually.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's hard not to like that, right? I mean, it's nice.
Yeah. That's right. You were there last year. I remember. Yes.
Yeah. I think Justin Kowski was doing 2 laps to every one of mine. I think he lapped me 4 times for every loop. Seriously, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Yeah, he's moving out. So, maybe you guys could talk a little bit about Burks some too. I don't think that we've talked too much about them because there may be people who don't know about them. So,
well, Berkshire's ultra running community service, and they do a lot of community service, raise a lot of money for charity. And for instance, at Jug End, one of the fun things about it is you make a basket for the shelter up there, the homeless shelter. I believe it's called Lewiston House, and it's actually pretty fun. You pick either, okay, I'm going to do a female basket or a male basket. You usually make it for sort of like little luxury items that somebody might want if they had to go to stay at a place like that, like face cream, toothpaste, toothbrush, little things like that.
Yeah.
Or for the kids, they said school supplies. And so it's just, they do a lot of nice things like that. Sometimes they raise money for the animal shelters.
Yes. That's a big one, I think, the animal shelters.
Yes. So that's vegan. I think Vegan Power does that one most.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's great. I mean, I know that Ben just seems to he throws everything into his races and into the organization. And, in an age where you have things like UTMB and some of these mega race organizations who are, I don't know, just trying to do all that. You wonder, why would you want to do that when you could do this?
When you could do Ben's races, exactly.
Yeah.
The Burks races in general,
Yep.
And Notchview has such a great vibe. I always think of it as like the Woodstock of ultra races,
Yes.
It's so chill and everyone's so nice, and I just love the vibe there so much.
Yeah. That seems to be a common theme here. Yeah, there is a great vibe from everybody there. It does seem like a very special place, and it's cool just because anytime you have a looped course, from an outsider's perspective, it just sounds really stupid and why would you want that? I mean, if you're going to run alone, that would be a miserable course to do, I would say, because it's let me go out and get somewhere, right? And there's something to be said for that, and something to be said to getting into your own head. But going there and doing it that way is just, I don't know. It's a unique experience. It's a great meditation. I think just, as the day goes on, I had just different names for different parts of the trail, grassroots, that section where you go along and then all of a sudden there's this little cliff that drops off and there's a craggly route that goes across it that's kind of hidden by the green grass. And, and just before you get to the Adirondack, you have all those other routes that you jump over. right? And you try and you like picture yourself. Well, I didn't fall this time, thank God.
Don't forget Sexy Bridge and Sexy Pole.
Oh, what is this now?
The big hill at the end?
Mm-hmm.
When you're almost to the top, there's that bridge you got to cross. That's Sexy Bridge. And then when you get to the top of that hill, there's a pole. That's Sexy Pole. Because once you hit the top of that hill, you're like, it's cake until you get to the...
Yeah.
Right? Sexy Pole.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I you know what? If you say so, I'll agree with you there. I mean,
It was a wonderful sight. You're like,
I'll think of it next time now.
Now every time you climb that hill, you're going to think Sexy Pole.
That's right, exactly.
I just had like my little running sections, like exactly where you run. Like anytime there were like 5 steps that you could take as a run, like I knew where they were. Like just before you go up that long hill, there's a little thing.
Well, there's the fake hill and then the flat a little bit and then the big hill.
Yeah, you have a false summit. You think you're there, and then it's like, oh no, I'm not there.
Yeah.
That's why the fake hill. You hit the bridge at the bottom, you do the fake hill, and then it's like, oh, I can run for a second. And then it's like, no, you can't, bitch. You got the big hill.
Yeah. I think my running was over about 2:00 Friday afternoon.
I support that.
Whatever. I did a little bit of running and then hiking the rest of the way. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes that's what it is,
Hey, listen, walking 100 miles is a huge accomplishment.
I think that's part of, I think walking is hard. It is so much harder on the feet. I mean, it puts much more, I know there were some people who had like deep blisters from this. And I think anytime that you're walking that far, especially if you're not used to walking that much, there's that shear, where the whole bottom, like when I did hamster wheel 2 years ago, I had never done 100 where I walked that much, except for maybe the cut. But, this one was just like a bunch of flat walking and it destroyed my feet. I had this, like, my blisters seemed like they were like one layer off of the bottom of my feet, off of like my feet were going to spill out in these gushy, like a sneaker falling apart. Sorry.
The cut did that to me. My feet were gross after the cut.
I feel so fortunate I don't get them. And I don't know if it's because I'm slow all the time and so my feet are used to it, but I also get pedicures once a month. And I'm not sure if that helps getting some of the calluses better. I don't know. And slathering the feet in Desitin.
Hey, if it's working, don't change it.
Works. I won't. No.
Yeah, Desitin. So that worked for me, I have to say.
I'm going to try Desitin on my feet. I've never tried Desitin on my feet.
I haven't either.
It keeps your nail polish intact as well.
Okay, assuming I have nails now.
Yeah, I had hot spot. I put Desitin. I didn't put anything on in the start, but my feet just got so wet from sweat. And I had hot spots after I think 3 laps maybe. And I stopped and, threw some Desitin, then put it on again the next morning. And, and I was good from that. I think it was either 2 or 3 times I put it on, but much less than my typical, but
I don't think my feet don't sweat because I don't get blisters either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been really lucky with that. It's just the stomach stuff is that.
I also get the stomach stuff, Sandy. It's so bad. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like doesn't matter what I do. I've tried everything.
Of course, an hour before the race, I ate a bean burrito. So there was that.
Oh, okay. I did not do that.
That was really stupid. And then I was like, why did I do this? I mean, I don't think that's what caused everything, but it just exacerbated what was already there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Why did I do that?
Do you guys get heat rash at all when you do these runs in the summer? I like break out so badly.
Yes. And I get it in a very, well, let's just put it this way. It's analogous to what you use Desitin for in babies.
Oh, yeah. We've all gotten that chafing.
I basically get diaper rash. Yes.
Oh, and it's excruciating.
Yeah. And the Desitin helped tremendously.
Yes.
Yeah. That's usually my go-to, except that lately I've been publicly mocked for using too much Desitin.
Listen, skunk boy.
Because I had a stripe running up my backside from a race, but and I had other ones that just been. So I have another like secret that I'll give away here. So this time I used like personal lubricant.
You talk about sex stuff.
Sex stuff. And okay,
it didn't go away because I thought that was water based.
I don't know what
we had this huge discussion on the trail, me and Ashley, like what's better.
No, because they make different based stuff, but I have to say this is that like I'll get even a heat rash on my stomach sometimes, or like I didn't tape up. Like usually,
sometimes under the bra too.
Yeah, right. Usually, if I'm wearing a vest, I don't have to worry about like Band-Aids or anything like that, or But without that, I would be in deep trouble. But I put this stuff on. I had no issues. I had no, like, my nipples are fine.
They are still attached.
They are, yeah. They're on point. So
they're on point.
So he went there.
So I don't know. So that was like something that I used a little bit in the past, but this is the first full test of that, and that stuff was Astroglide. So maybe our new sponsor here at Cultra. We're 112% listener supported, so we don't have any sponsors.
Astroglide.
But maybe Astroglide, if you want to slip into my DMs, we'll see if we can work something out.
Oh God. You can't talk about sex lube and say slipping into my DMs.
I can't say that? No.
No.
Okay. See, I don't know these things. That's why I need your help there. So.
Fred's not on right now to tell you. You just can't.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued. So, all right. Well, let's see. Do you guys have anything else that you'd like to share about the experience there, or?
Well, I think that another turning point in my race was when I smelled burgers. I don't eat burgers. I eat veggie burgers and Beyond Burgers. And I discovered Bill Odendahl cooking at the grill. It was life-changing. It was so wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was amazing. I had, normally don't eat them either, but I had like a half a cheeseburger. I don't remember what day this was, when they first started up the grill. And then after the race, he had all these Beyond Burgers, and I never had a Beyond Burger, but damn, that was good.
They're very good. They're good.
Ketchup on. Oh, it tastes like the real thing. It was awesome.
Yeah. He had it left over from Jack Bristol. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, the Beyond Burgers are very good, I have to say. Celeste is like giving us the poopy face.
I've never had one. I can't chime in.
I've never had one either, but no, I think it's got mushrooms, right? Ew, no.
It does.
No, I don't do mushrooms.
No.
I didn't know it did.
I think so, but I haven't eaten beef in 20 years, so I can't compare it. All I know is that it tasted really good.
Yeah, I had that in a Heineken Zero. So so I don't know what I'm drinking and what I'm eating. It's great. No,
and the ice pops were the best.
Oh, those ice pops.
So many times.
I know.
I love those.
Oh, they were so good.
The guys at the aid station, they even knew my flavor after a while. They walk up and like, hey, so you want one of those blue ones, huh? Said, yeah, hit me.
They are amazing.
The watermelon too. I must have eaten,
yes,
especially Friday. Oh, I think I had 7 pieces of watermelon.
I think I had 7 watermelons.
Fair. Yeah.
Something about watermelon in the summer just hits the spot, but especially during an ultra, like doesn't compare.
Sometimes if I can't get anything down, watermelon it'll like, I don't know, activate whatever needs to be activated so I can eat something after.
Good.
Yeah. I love me some watermelon.
Yeah. So was there anything that seemed different about the event this year? For those of you who have been here multiple times?
Yeah, the heat and humidity.
Okay.
It didn't have 24 hours of torrential downpours and puddles that were a foot deep.
I'm very grateful that it didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say that the first year I did it was 2 years ago. I was actually regretting the fact that I did not bring a 0-degree sleeping bag because it was 40 degrees at night.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, really?
So then we went to the other extreme this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it was hot overnight.
Yeah.
It was. That's true.
I mean, I was in my car, but it was still hot.
Yeah, I had to run the air conditioner in my car for like 5 or 10 minutes. It was so humid in there. But I wasn't that comfortable really sleeping in the car. I'd probably go back to the tent again.
I laid in the back of my car and read. I had to get away. See, I'm such a light sleeper that like any noise, anything. Like I sleep with a face mask that plays like water in my ear. Like I'm really bad at sleeping. I didn't sleep at all, but just laying down in my car for a couple hours to get away from.
The only night I got any sleep was the night I left the race for the evening and went to the Airbnb. I couldn't sleep any of the other nights in my tent. I laid down for like 3 hours and no sleep.
It seems like not very much sleep happened this year.
No.
Yeah. I think I stole it all. So.
Damn you, Art.
All 4 hours you got.
That's right.
Dude, that's a full night's sleep.
That's
in the Ultra world, yeah.
Yeah, that's
in
pretty.
Celeste world.
I was feeling like indulgent. After that, I was feeling pretty indulgent. So,
excellent.
So, I am just checking right now to see, to see if we have any dog gent calls, because rumor has it that we were going to get some of those. So I thought maybe I would check on those.
I'm gonna have to call you in the middle of the night out of Anchor Down, because that's usually when I am.
Can we do that, Erika?
Yes, yes, we can. I'll program it in my phone so I have it ready for speed dial, and then we'll figure out some. You have to sing though, right? Is that what?
Yeah,
you can, but here's the thing: is that it is a. So let me just tell everybody, if you're not familiar with the Cultra Karaoke Hotline, what exactly that is. Let me ask you, Leanne, do you ever get songs stuck in your head?
I do, but you're asking the wrong person because I sing in choruses.
Oh, you sing in choruses, huh?
Yes. It's my other hobby.
I might be asking the right person.
And why are you not singing for us, ma'am?
Yeah.
Because I can't sing and run at the same time.
Well, here's the thing. If you're running, nobody can, because let's face it, you're out there running and you get a song stuck in your head, and then you're like, oh my God, if I sing this, if this goes through my head, if I sing Bat Out of Hell, one more time in my head, then I'm going to go nutso, right? So what you do is we came up with this thing called the Cultra Karaoke Hotline. And the way that it works is you call this phone number, and the number is 203 Dog Gent, like a gentleman dog, 203 Dog Gent. And you sing the song. And when we get the message, we're going to play it on our show. And then you get the song taken out of your head because you sing it. And once you sing it there, it helps get rid of it. And then it entertains us, and you get to be podcast famous. So that number 203 Dog Gent is pretty easy to remember, because all you have to do is think of a gentleman dog. So Erika, I would ask you, if you think of a gentleman dog, what are you thinking? What comes to mind?
Well, you had given me the sticker, the magnet, and it was that wonderful, I think it was a boxer. Did it have a bow tie? I would throw a monocle on it, whatever, dog.
All good things. Those are all good visual cues, right? We call this visual cues here in the running phone karaoke business. So we do have a call here from, this might be a little bit different. So we're going to play this one and see. I don't know if it's actually singing, but we're going to hear from one of our peeps here. Here it goes.
Culture fam, JJ Duran here. Still buzzing about finishing my first #Hundo at Notchview this past weekend. Absolutely could not have done it without a whole lot of love and support from my friends, including a whole lot of folks in this pod. Other than the blisters that showed up at about mile 75, not really a ton of drama on my end. A little bit slower than what I wanted. I was hoping for 30 hours, and I finished it just over 35, but I really don't give a fuck about that. Really just feeling a massive amount of humility. I thought I knew, but really just couldn't comprehend how much harder 100 miles was than 100K. I do want to throw some love at my fellow trailheads, Cynthia and Joanne and Dar and Wendy and Ty and young Brendan and Dan Wheeler, but really two folks. My buddy Johnny Goodtimes, who ran himself into the fucking ground on Friday, brought him back from the dead about 3 or 4 times. Dude wanted to quit with 5 laps to go, and we wouldn't let him. Finished strong. He beat me by like 4 hours. Dude was scared to run 50K a year ago, and he just completed his first hundo. He's an awesome dude, and I could not be more proud of him. And then my dear friend Sue, who had a tough, miserable race last year. Just nothing went the way that she wanted. She was laid up with a bum shoulder for most of the winter, and she just had a great race, happy and smiling and moving strong all weekend. She got her 500 lifetime miles. Tried dropping her up the first hill, and I couldn't. Working her ass off. She got the race that she deserved, and I could not be more happy for her. So just lots of good love, lots of good vibes from the Shire this weekend. Couldn't be more thankful for you all. Just couldn't be more thankful. Thank you all. Love y'all. Bye.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Love Jay.
Wonderful.
Right. Wasn't that great?
Why is he such a sweet baby angel?
He is a sweetie.
Yeah. So,
I don't think Wallace
JJ
would feel that way, though.
No, Wally dislikes him.
Yeah, JJ Duran. Very good. Congratulations to you. That's awesome to see you get that 100 that, we've been out on a couple runs where you went for it, QT 104, right? You're fucking killing it. And, and so this is awesome. So, congratulations to you. And thank you for calling and sharing that story with us tonight. That's great. We love you too. You're part of part of our family here. So, let's see, guys, you know what? I think at this point, let me just double check here. I would ask you guys if you have any closing arguments at this point, because I think we're getting ready. Somebody said that it's sometimes it's good to end things while you're still having fun. So
yes,
we had a couple people that I think were set for much later, and I've tried to get messages out to them, but I think that we're probably gonna put a bow on this now. And I don't know. You guys have any last words here? Any last requests?
I just want to say that, watching what was accomplished this weekend was just, I don't think it's possible to go to one of these events and not have like your life changed each and every time, because you're seeing people do things they've never done before. You're seeing people do things, good and bad, right? Like people will have bad races and then you watch them get up the next time and keep going or whatever. And it just, to be a part of that, I consider us all very, very lucky. And sometimes we need to take a step back and just appreciate that, because, I know I personally have had a shit year. So like just this weekend really hit me. It actually gave me feelings, which, I try never to have. So
we won't tell.
Yeah, don't tell. No, honestly.
I feel like I have enough feelings for the both of us. Like
that's why I need you, Erika.
But I
was
totally
so
agree.
excited for Leanne when I saw she was going to get her first 100.
Me
was so excited. Remember, I passed you and you told me you were
did.
like at mile 93 or something, and there was still plenty of time left. I'm like, yes, you're going to get it.
And then I said,
so happy.
And then I said, don't jinx me. I might trip over a root.
But you did it. You got it.
I did. Yes.
We were watching, me and my friend Dave were watching and texting about it, because we were like, oh my God, she's going to get it. Like it was so, yeah, like
Yeah, because Saturday, I was very doubtful on Saturday. And then by the time Sunday came around, I'm like, yeah, it was like a different day, different race for me.
Isn't that great?
It was so tough out there, Leanne, and like a lot of us in that heat, that just gutted me, and I could see that it was doing the same to you. And the fact that you pushed through this is like I said it while you weren't quite on the air. It's like part of the miracle of ultra running to see.
It's true.
That success, despite, it's an impossible thing to complete, but also
it
happened, so congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck to all our Vermont runners this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it might be actually after, I'm not quite sure when I'm going to release this.
Good luck to all our Vermont runners who have already
last weekend, or congratulations to all.
Congratulations! Yay!
Yeah, that's great. So I forgot one other thing I definitely wanted to do. So if you guys have not listened to the On the Runs podcast, you got to listen to Erika's podcast. Okay. So Erika and Erika, you definitely got to do that. I'm going to have a link to it in the show notes.
Thank you.
And you should listen to it. It's like a professional ordeal, not like the shit that we do.
By no fault of my own. It's all my co-host Eric, but we appreciate you guys for just having me on again, and I'm just so thankful to know you guys. I think you guys are wonderful, and you've got a great following, and I mean, just being at Notchview, I know like that's your crew, and now I get to be a part of it, and I'm just so thankful that you guys let me in.
Oh. Yeah,
we adopted you. You're stuck with us.
You did, yay!
Sorry.
I want to be there.
It was like a forceful adoption. Some call it adoption, other people call it abduction, kidnapping, or a cult.
Whatever.
So, that's right. Details, right?
But also,
we have a lawyer on. We have a
whatever
lawyer
you want to call it. You guys are wonderful, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Great, glad to have you here. And Sandy, enjoy yourself in.
Yes, I want pictures.
That is so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is an amazing feat. I can't wait to see how it goes. So good luck to you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Kilimanjaro, like really? That's amazing.
Been on my bucket list for a while. So I'm excited about it.
Very good. So I would say to all of our listeners out there, if you've made it this far, of course, seek professional help, and we will see you all in a mile
and a half.
All right. All right. Very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I know. Yeah, you guys are amazing.
That was a lot of fun. So
yeah.
All right. So that's great. I'm so excited that I gotta probably before I do anything is I need to go sign up for
hamster
wheel.
Hamster wheel.
Now.
Yes.
You won't regret it.
Oh,
so many people who are there for you.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one. I want to go back there because I have kind of unfinished business, and imagine what would happen if I actually trained. Right.
Well, and you're retired now. You're training.
Yeah.
And Big Scott Johnson's coming with Howard, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, Howard! I loved Howard.
Oh, I love Howard too.
You had me at big.
So. I love how it's like Big Scott Johnson's coming with Howard. Everyone's like, Howard.
We don't care about Scott. We just want to see
Scott.
Oh.
Howard. Yeah.